Daisen Maida has long been linked with a move away from the club, and with the January transfer window fast approaching, he has now dropped a massive transfer hint. We will go over this story in today's video, whilst of course covering all the latest Celtic news from the last 24 hours.
But first, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content.
Key Celtic attacker Sebastian Tonecti has eased concern over his fitness after being pictured back in training at Lennoxtown on Thursday, providing Celtic with a timely boost ahead of a demanding fixture schedule. The winger had missed the last international break after withdrawing from the Tunisia national squad due to a suspected thigh issue ahead of the 11th of November clash. However, the 23-year-old was spotted on Thursday's early session back with the first team group, appearing pain-free and involved in full contact drills. A source within the club told Celtic News, "It's positive to see him training. We were cautious after the international break, but he is moving well and looking sharp again. He still has minutes to build up, but the fact he's back on the grass with the group is good news." Tonecti joined Celtic in the summer for £5 million and made an impressive start, scoring goals early and impressing with his pace and direct running. The injury had raised doubts about his availability for upcoming Cup and European ties. With the busy schedule approaching, including both domestic cup semi-finals and Europa League group matches, his return is well timed for manager Wilfried Nancy, expected, and the coaching staff. It means Celtic may have a full complement of attacking options for the first time this season. The club will continue to monitor him carefully and may limit his minutes over the next week to ensure he fully builds match fitness before being thrown back into the starting shouts. For now, supporters will take comfort that one of the team's key new signings is back in training and available for selection. Now for the main story, as with the World Cup coming next summer and several clubs monitoring his situation, forward Daisen Maida's latest comments on international duty have sparked fresh debate over whether he will remain at Celtic beyond the January transfer window. The Japan international made his remarks after his country's win over Bolivia, and the timing has been interpreted in different ways by supporters trying to assess his intentions. He said, "We have 3 to 4 months off from now, so playing with my team will be extremely important. I'm not just saying that to myself, but I think everyone feels the same way. I hope to return to my team, continue to play well, and be able to return in March." On the face of it, his words emphasize professionalism and commitment through the winter period. He stresses the importance of performing well for his club and acknowledges the shared urgency among players fighting for World Cup places. Nothing in his message suggests he intends to down tools or push aggressively for an exit during the coming months. However, the reference to return in March has caught the eye. That timing aligns neatly with the next international break, which comes just after the January window closes. It also mirrors the language of a player whose focus is on short-term performance rather than a long-term future. The phrasing lacks any explicit declaration of intention to remain at Celtic beyond the winter window. From a club perspective, Celtic must now strike a balance between respecting Maeda's ambition and protecting their own squad strength. If the next manager wants him central to the side, the argument for retention is strong. But should Maeda continue to attract interest from England and Germany, a January sale could relieve budget pressure and allow Celtic to reinvest. Ultimately, Maeda's quote does not confirm he is staying, but it also does not commit him to leaving. It reads like a player who is determined to stay sharp and maximize his chances of being at his best for Japan. The decisive factor may now be Celtic's managerial appointment, which will shape his role and likely determine whether his future remains in Glasgow or moves elsewhere early in the new year. In other news, the search for Celtic's next manager has taken yet another twist, this time through insight from an American journalist closely connected to Wilfried Nancy's current club. Patrick Murphy, a reporter who regularly covers Columbus Crew, offered his view on the situation as speculation intensifies ahead of Celtic's AGM on Friday morning. Murphy said, "Talking to people who have done a good job covering the Celtic coaching search, I think we'll have a better idea of the Wilfried Nancy situation by Friday when the club's owners and directors answer questions at their annual meeting." His comments arrive at a time when supporters remain frustrated by the pace of the process and the club's lack of formal communication. While Nancy remains under contract and has been preparing for the MLS season as normal, the ongoing reports linking him to Celtic have created an awkward backdrop. From a Celtic standpoint, the next 24 hours now carry added significance. Shareholders will expect the board to provide clarity, whether that involves confirming progress with Nancy, outlining alternative candidates, or explaining the delays that have frustrated the support. Any vagueness will only increase scrutiny at a time when confidence in the board is already strained. Murphy's insight reinforces what many around Celtic Park already suspect. Friday's AGM will be pivotal. Whether it brings answers or raises more questions will depend entirely on how the board confronts the mounting pressure. In other news, ex-Celtic defender Darren O'Dea has been appointed interim manager of Swansea City after the club parted company with Alan Sheehan following a poor start to the championship season. Swansea officially confirmed the 38-year-old's appointment earlier today, stating that he will take charge of the men's first team while the recruitment process for a permanent head coach runs its course. O'Dea, who joined Swansea during the summer after leaving his role at Celtic, now faces the tough task of steadying the side ahead of a critical run of fixtures. The club currently sit near the bottom of the table and have won just 4 of their opening 15 league games. During his time at Celtic, O'Dea made more than 70 appearances and remains fondly remembered for scoring a decisive goal in a League Cup final against Ibrox. His switch into coaching has seen him take on player pathway and developmental roles before stepping up to first-team responsibilities at Swansea. Swansea's statement outlining his appointment read, "Swansea City can confirm Darren O'Dea will be in interim charge of the men's first team, while the recruitment process for a new head coach remains ongoing." The club also announced he'll be supported by senior staff Martin Margetson, Chris O'Leary, and Richard Stearman. For Celtic supporters, O'Dea's new role is another example of a former Parkhead figure progressing through the coaching ranks. With Celtic themselves currently undergoing a managerial reshuffle, the development will not go unnoticed. O'Dea's first test in charge comes this weekend away to Bristol City, where Swansea will be looking for victory to halt their downward spiral. While the role is temporary for now. Lastly, Children of the Green Brigade, the supporters group at Celtic, have released a sharp statement ahead of this Thursday's planned silent protest at Parkhead. The group confirmed they will hold 29 minutes of silence in the third minute of each of the club's upcoming home European games, in response to what they describe as an indifferent, unaccountable board that has let the club drift. They said, "We can no longer trust a board that has overseen 4 campaigns without Champions League group stage football, lukewarm European nights, and standing revenue only rising when the TV money drops. We want to remind every fan inside these walls that the noise of the crowd cannot mask the noise of failure in the boardroom." On Thursday, we will observe 29 minutes of silence, 1 minute for each year since 1996, that they have failed to reach what the support demand. During those 29 minutes, we expect the stadium to reflect the emptiness those fans feel when their passion is met with apathy. This isn't about anger. This is about accountability.
What do you think of what we discussed in today's video? Let us know down in the comment section below. Make sure you've liked this video and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content. Thank you, take care, goodbye.